that I was raised on, corner of South Lecato and East Graysbury. So I'm going to take you on a little trip up my street here. Here's down the corner, there's Mr. and Mrs. Neve's house. This is the opposite way that I used to go to school. There's the home of Joey Palmer. It's changed a lot over the years. And you see that next house there, that's my house. That's actually Dale's side of the house, Dale Fry, where the trees have grown up and they cut down, but that's my house. I lived on this right side of it. Dale Fry grew up on the other side. Our old driveway still is one of the worst in the neighborhoods. There's where Mary and Pat Capaccio lived. Looks like somebody's disabled next door. There's a ramp. How odd. Not in front of my house. This is the street that we would play stickball in. Nothing much has changed there. So let's take a little drive up the street. There's the Smaltz's house. This house here belonged to my grandfather. My Uncle Joe and Aunt Marge, Joey and Mike lived there. And then they moved the other side of town. My aunt and uncle from the back here, Albert and Larry and Al and Helen, lived in the old chicken coop in the back there that my grandfather also owned. Now, turning across the street here, this house here is the house that my mother was born in, and where my great-grandfather obviously lived and raised my grandfather and his brothers. When I was a kid, this was an open lot, and then 3 elderly ladies moved in that I befriended. The next 2 houses up here, this house here was Russie Lord's house. Across the street, there's my Uncle Al's last house, and there's the house of Mr. and Mrs. O'Brien. Or was it this next house up? Yeah, that's the O'Brien's house that Warren O'Brien lived in as a boy. Our street was always lined with all of these great trees, and over the years they've been probably cut down and grown up 2 or 3 times. Next house of note here, see if I can find it. See if we can get up to the tree. The tree's still there, and this will take me up the street to the Bannocks. I'd have to come back down sideways in order to pick everything up. Not sure where I got to see what house I'm at right here now. I get up to the Bannock's house, which I think is right here. Yeah, I think this is the Bannock's house. And this house here has been built, and our tree that we used to climb came down. Yeah, this is where Doug Bannock grew up, and Karen Bannock. I don't think I'm up to the corner yet. Yeah, this house here was there was a big house right here, and we used to say the witch lived there, cruel, and we never said it to them. It seems to me that house wasn't there. And yeah, yeah, this was the Bannock's house, and right next door to it was the tree we reclimbed, which has now been replaced by this tree here. How sad. Anyhow, we'll see how this worked out.